the next Mortal Kombat game is going to happen sooner or later. I think it's going to be Injustice, but either way, I was like, what happens for the next NRS, next Mortal Kombat game? So I asked you guys, the Mortal Kombat community, I said, should Mortal Kombat try going 3D again or stay a 2D fighter? And with 6K votes in just a few days, this is pretty interesting.
Take it one step at a time.
What's going on, my dudes? Onestep here. Yes, going over your answers to that question of, whether Mortal Kombat in the future for the next game should try going 3D or again stay 2D. I think I'll give my answer in a brief moment, but like as you guys can see here, 20% versus 80, so pretty even numbers. So I feel like if we got even more votes and whatever, it'd probably stay about this, right? Maybe 19, 21, whatever. Like, point is, a fifth of the Mortal Kombat community actually say they would like to see it go 3D again, because the 3D era that Mortal Kombat had, Armageddon, Deception, Deadly Alliance, it was a pretty big running era that a lot of us grew up with. So we're actually very familiar. We like the idea of Mortal Kombat being 3D. We've played it for years, with the stances they had, the roster they had was amazing. But then NRS, because that was all midway, right? So then NRS came out and was like, yo, we're making Mortal Kombat 9. It was Mortal Kombat 2011, but Mortal Kombat 9. We're starting over with the next Mortal Kombat. And it was 2D, so kind of back to what it was before the 3D era, right? So they were 2D again with Mortal Kombat 9. And that's when I think Mortal Kombat, it was already very popular before, don't get me wrong, but I think that's when it really blew up, because then they had like the X-rays, they had the awesome fatalities, babalities, they had a lot of new stuff. The roster was amazing. They had, Freddy Krueger and Kratos for DLC. So Mortal Kombat really blew up at that point when that game came out. And then of course, NRS, they took the idea of MK versus DC that had to happen before, and they had the DC property. So then they made Injustice, and then we got that back and forth. We got MK Injustice, MK Injustice. Now we're on 2 MKs in a row. So that's why I think we're going to get Injustice 3. But again, either way, is the next Mortal Kombat game going to be 3D? Here are some of the answers you guys gave. And so a lot of people like this kind of comment here, 2D fighter, but a 3D adventure. So if they were to do another Shaolin Monks or maybe a Conquest side game, make that the 3D adventure game, which again, they've done before. So why not do it again? People are open to the idea of like doing something 3D, but when it comes to the actual fighting aspect of it, seems there 80% are leaning towards, of course, 2D fighter. But then there are some that, as long as we never get another MK11 in terms of gameplay, which is so odd because I feel like now that MK1 has been out, people praise Mortal Kombat 11 for how grounded and technical it is, but they say if we never get that again, I'm fine with either dimension. So like basically they're saying as long as it's not Mortal Kombat 11, they don't care whether it's 3D or not. Interesting take, I guess. I want to see them try, but what I miss the most is stage transitions. I love those in any video game. Well, I mean, 3D stage transitions do exist. We see those in Tekken 8. So like we also saw them in MK vs DC. You'd hit them off and go to the next stage and whatever. So like they still, or is that Mortal Kombat Deception? Either way, we've seen them before. So like whether they stayed, we've also seen stage transitions in 2D games with Injustice 1 and 2. So like no matter what they do, I think they would keep stage transition. I mean, I guess we'd have it a little bit, but you get the idea. Like I think they would stay. I think 3D for an MKV Tekken game, that would be cool, but 2D for everything else. Johnny Cage and Liu Kang would go hard as Tekken characters, and I 100% agree. And we get to my point a little sooner than I thought we'd get there. This is my exact point. I think that because of how, Mortal Kombat 9 took that franchise and just blew up with it, that's kind of like setting the stage and the foundation of what Mortal Kombat is. Now, so if they were to make it a Mortal Kombat game, I just don't see them stepping away from that foundation, stepping away from that stage. They've kind of said, I think they've literally set themselves in stone as a 2D fighter. They had a 3D era, but I think that's going to stay in the past as nostalgia. And again, maybe 3D adventure game, like if they did like a Shaolin Monks 2 or whatever, and maybe it's like a side mode if they had a Conquest mode, or the Crypt like we had in MK11, that was a walk around kind of game mode, right? But I think the actual fighting will stay 2D. This is my opinion. I like 2D. I'm a big 2D fighter. I love Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter. I don't mind. Like Tekken's cool, Tekken's fun, but again, I know a lot of us we just like that 2D. And there's also a lot of 3D fighting fans that prefer the 3D. They like that Z plane. They like to go, sidestep and whatever. They like that, which is totally cool. So when they play a 2D fighter, they're like, what the freak is this? Where's my third plane at? So like they each have their own place. I'm talking like Mortal Kombat specifically. I think they're going to stay 2D probably forever unless they do again a side game, adventure game, or a side game mode. But I just think they've set that stage for too long, for too many games in a row, that they just won't go 3D as a standalone Mortal Kombat game. Now, what's even funny about this is I actually did a what if Mortal Kombat and Tekken collided dream roster video with your boy Mad Mike. If you guys want to watch me create this dream roster, go to the video right here and you can check out my thoughts on on, you know, if they ever did this kind of crossover and collaboration, what it would look like. And it was a lot of fun to do. In fact, if you guys go watch that video and you're this far into this video, you probably like what I do when it comes to the video. So maybe you should just subscribe. You can click that button right there. So it's either there or there. Sure. Just click that button and get more content. So that's just my thoughts. But again, there are a lot of those like here. Yes, I think 3D MK would be hella fun. So there are those that are very open to the idea of a modern 3D standalone Mortal Kombat game. Again, they could totally do it, totally exist. I don't see it happening. I see it staying 2D, but it could. I mean, though I prefer 2D fighters because I've just been playing them for far too long. If they were to make a 3D Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat 13 came out or Mortal Kombat 2, whatever you want to call it, they announced and they said, oh, this is our next game. It's actually a 3D fighter. I would still play it. I would probably still be super into it because again, we've had that kind of, we've dipped our toe in the water, so to speak, when it comes to Mortal Kombat 3D. If you've played the 3D era, again, Deception, Armageddon, whatever, you've played it a little bit. So you've played Scorpion in a 3D format, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's not too far-fetched, it's not too out there to think that they would never do it again and to think that you would never play it again. You know what, with that being said, let me know down below, if they made a 3D Mortal Kombat game and you prefer 2D like me, would you still buy it? Like, would you still get it? I would like to think that I would. I don't know, they would have to do it very, very cool. It'd have to be very fun for me to get super into it, you know? And this one right here is kind of my take as well. Shout out to Shoush Project being a member. You'll love to see that. Can be a member too for only $2 a month, link below. It's been 2D for a long while now, so it should stay that way. 3D can be a spin-off game though, exactly that. Like, it's been 2D for, like I just said, far too long, so like just stay that way. You've kind of set yourself in stone as the 2D fighter. You can do spin-offs, no problem. If you do that, totally fine, but your mainline games have to be 2D. And kind of just repeating it, you know, I think Mortal Kombat will and should stay 2D. 3D, however, is for Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection 2, since that would include the 3D era. Totally agree. And again, wouldn't mind that. Make it 2D still, but add mechanics from 3D, like force parries from MK vs DC and weapon changes in Armageddon. So yeah, you can do like stances and force parries and whatnot. You can do that in a 2D format. Just gotta, you know, make it work for the format that you're doing. So yeah, I guess if they brought mechanics from the 3D era and put them into the next 2D game, I would also be pretty cool with that. I just like, yes. We already have enough 3D arena type fighters. I would not make Mortal Kombat an arena type fighter, which is, by the way, very different than a 3D fighter. Like, a lot of 3D fighters don't like arena fighters. I would also way prefer Mortal Kombat to go 3D rather than arena, to be honest. And then there are some that are just so die hard on 3D, like 3D game because it had peak stage interactions and also stage fatalities. But again, you could do all that in a 2D format as well. Plus, it's a gory Tekken. Come on, guys. I mean, yeah, but like, it would play so different. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I kind of want to see it now. Maybe I don't know if I really want it, but like, if they did, I'd be like super intrigued. I'm like, whoa, what did they do here? 2D, but 3D as an option before the round starts? I don't think you could do that. Like, because that's just 2 games in one. You can't make Tekken 8 have a 2D option because that would just be its own game. Like, I don't think people realize how different it works to be a 2D fighter versus a 3D fighter. Adding that third plane is insane. There's so much more complexity and depthness when it comes to adding that third plane, that adding that into a 2D game, you're literally playing an entirely different game. Like, I don't think they would ever put that big of a change into a game and make it like 2 different fighting games. You know, I just don't think that would ever work. Tekken and Soul Calibur own the 3D spectrum. MK should just stay in its lane. I kind of get that. Like, you know, if they made Tekken 9 a 2D fighter, you'd be like, wait, you've been in 3D for so, why would you go 2D? That's where Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Guilty Gear are. Why are you trying to get in here? But at the same time, it does sound pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if they made a Tekken 2D fighter, I would be playing the hell out of that. Are you kidding me? And then if they made a Mortal Kombat 3D fighter, like, again, we've already had them in the past, but like a new generation, a modern 3D Mortal Kombat game, like, that would kind of be really cool. Like again, it's almost like, it's so interesting that like it captivates you and you go, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna play it to find out. Fuck it, let's go 5D. Why not? Who cares? Let's do it. Tired of 2D, to be honest. And this is kind of weird because it's like, there are a lot of 3D options to go play. I don't know. Regardless, we got a lot of comments, and again, we got thousands of votes, and 80% say stay 2D. So whether you voted on this poll or not, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think? Should Mortal Kombat try going 3D again, or should it stay a 2D fighter? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Subscribe here for more Mortal Kombat fighting game and RPG content. We have new videos Monday and Friday. We stream twice a week. You guys have a great night. Be safe out there. Take it one step at a time, and I will see you in the next video and or stream.